Right now, traders are pricing in an 80% chance of a pause. Jay Powell speaking at 10 a.m. Eastern. The next meeting, 26 days away. What are you expecting?
Yeah, it's going to be a really interesting one. Most economists you talk to will tell you that they are not expecting some huge signal out of Jay Powell today, only because it is so many days until the next meeting. They've got another jobs report, they've got another big inflation number. So he's not going to want to back the Fed into a corner where they have to do one thing or the other. That said, I think we're all going to be paying a lot of attention to what his tone sounds like. Is he still sort of warning, like he did last year, that the economy is going to be in for some pain before inflation comes down? Or does he take a slightly more optimistic stance? Does he sound a little bit more complacent in a world where inflation has come down pretty notably since last summer? And so I think the open question about what that tone's going to be, but it's going to be the thing to watch this morning.
Yeah, tone is definitely a thing to watch. So last year, when inflation was right around 9%, very hawkish Jay Powell. Very clear what the message was right now. So we actually just read your story that published in the Times yesterday. The economists that you interviewed, there were several of them in your most recent story, said that Jay Powell will avoid saying anything close to quote unquote mission accomplished. Obviously, something like that has a lot of undertones there. But technically, aren't we actually pretty close to the so-called soft landing?
That is the million-dollar question. But I don't actually think we're at a point where we can declare victory in any way at this stage. So inflation overall, the number that people are really fixating on here is 3.2%, which is where CPI inflation is, down a lot from 9.1% last year. But I think that paints almost a misleadingly rosy picture, actually. I think if you look at core inflation, that number that strips out food and fuel prices because they bounce around a lot, that's much higher. It's like 4.7%. And so, on that basis, I think the Fed still has quite a lot of work to do to get inflation back to sort of that 2% steady run rate that it was pretty used to before the pandemic, in which it tries to foster over time. And so, we do still have some progress left that we need to see. And, there is a concern among some economists that last couple of miles here could be the harder ones.
All right, you are a resident Fed whisperer. You're there in Jackson Hole. Great article by you. Just looking at the history of Jackson Hole and the fact this is kind of a cozy situation for economists and people to come together, kind of off the grid, just kind of get together. So Jay Powell's speech, that's the headline, of course, 10 a.m. Eastern time. But what are the other conversations going on? Clearly, Patrick Harker's someone who feels like we've done enough. What are the other conversations down there?
Yeah, I think there are going to be two really interesting things to watch. I think the first is Christine Lagarde is going to be speaking today. She is the head of the ECB, as your watchers doubtless know. And so that speech is also going to be really interesting because inflation has not just been a U.S. phenomenon. It's really been something global. And the response to the high inflation has been quite similar, world over. And so I think what she signals about whether the ECB is done or whether the ECB needs to do more, that could be very interesting. And then I think another thing that we're hearing from Patrick Harker, we're hearing from everybody here, is just this sort of, question about how do you know when you've done enough? He was very clear on his interview with you all yesterday that this is a moment to sort of pause and wait and sort of try and figure out, look at the data coming in, try and assess what's happening next. But I think, around the world, we're going to be doing that for the next couple of months. Like what are the markers that make you feel good and make you feel confident that inflation is going to come down and you don't need to lift rates higher? So I think that's going to be a constant point of conversation.
All right, so Gina, futures are higher now, but we saw a sell-off yesterday before the close, I guess, on Fed anticipation. People were just worried about what Jay Powell was going to say. So is this as big of an inflection point as a lot of people seem to think it is? As you mentioned, we have other inflation reports, jobs reports, other things coming up before the next Fed meeting.
Yeah, it is a somewhat open question. I think this could be the inflection point. I think that's certainly the case. We could be done raising interest rates. We could look back on this Jackson Hole speech and say that was it. We were over at that point. There's also a world, though, in which all the economic data comes in strong, inflation's making less progress than they were hoping, and it's not the inflection point. You either see a rate increase in September or you see one in November. There's several more meetings this year, three more meetings this year before the end of the Fed calendar year. And so, I don't think we're at the point yet where we definitively know whether we're at that fork in the road.